Hi, and welcome into the Ranch Sit Down. Our guest today, Gatlin Johnson.
Today the sun came up without warning. Today's a day I thought I'd never see, but I found out this old world's still turning. Ain't nobody more surprised than me. I always thought our love would last forever. I never thought my heart could hurt this way. Made me think we'd always be together, but I don't know nothing. I just learned that yesterday. I watch the clock ticking towards tomorrow, I can't see how time keeps rolling on. I'm caught up in this endless sorrow. I can't bear to go on since you're gone. I always thought our love would last forever. I never thought my heart could hurt this way. You made me think we'd always be together, but I don't know nothing. I just learned that yesterday. Yesterday you told me you were leaving, and you taught me how to hurt a whole new way. You made me think we'd always be together, but I don't know nothing. I just learned that yesterday. I don't know nothing. I just learned that yesterday.
All right, Gatlin Johnson hanging out with us here on the ranch, from former Aledo Bearcat football team member as well, man.
Yes, sir.
That was probably an exciting time of your life.
It was.
How many state championship rings do you have?
3.
3, that's it? You
Could have
didn't get
4.
all 4?
Could have had 4.
Right. Man, that's a wild program to grow up in for sure.
It is.
I remember it wasn't long ago because I get the community news out there as well, and there you are right on the front page.
Yes, sir.
Was that the kind of an overwhelming moment for you?
It was a very cool moment. I felt like I didn't know why I was on there, but it was cool.
So how many copies did your parents buy?
I don't know. I'm sure they
Hundreds,
bought the whole place.
probably.
I don't know, which is really cool.
Hand them out to everybody. Yeah, so like when you were in Aledo, were you doing music? Did people know you were into music like this?
No, not really.
Really?
I was football was everything I did.
Right.
Maybe the only time people knew I was doing music was at church,
Mm-hmm.
or at somebody's birthday party. You know, we all kind of got locked inside one time and
Just started playing?
Somebody made me pick up a guitar. I wasn't the guy at the party that brought his guitar, but, there was always one there, so.
You weren't like, oh, I just happen to have a guitar sitting right here.
No, there were plenty of people just text me when they started seeing I was doing music, just, you do music, and then
I bet.
kind of come out to see me or hear a song and go, wow, you're actually good. and so.
So how do you, was
I guess
that insulting to you?
I guess it's a compliment.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's awesome. So what first got you interested in doing music? I mean, you said you did it in church growing up. Is that where your love for music started?
That is definitely where it started, yes, sir. Yep. My dad led worship when I was a kid, and my mom sang in church, and so me and my sister would sing with them a lot, doing specials at church and at gospel gatherings and stuff.
How cool.
In Parker County. They used to do something called Shaw Camp over there off 51 in
Oh,
Weatherford, and so we'd go out there as a family and sing and stuff when I was a kid, and that's definitely where my love for music started.
Did you ever think that you'd be doing this the way you are now back then?
No,
just
not
more
at
of a
all.
hobby for you then?
Definitely. I don't even know if it was really a hobby. It was just something I felt like I could do and that I needed to do. A gift that, maybe not a gift, but something that I was able to do, so I felt like I needed to do it.
Right.
And it kind of morphed into something that I started doing not for myself, but something I started enjoying doing.
Right.
Sure.
So now you're out in Lubbock, still going to Texas Tech.
Yes, sir.
There is a rich history of Texas singer-songwriters out of that area.
Yes,
Feels
sir.
like there's probably a lot of pressure on you, like when you tell people, yeah, I live in Lubbock now and I play music. So they all expect it. So have you built any relationships with some of those artists out there yet? Had the chance to do so?
Yes, sir. The first show I played, actually, I got the chance of meeting Slade, who you've had on this show
Coulter.
before. Yeah, Slade Coulter.
Love him, man. He's great.
He's awesome. He's a heck of a songwriter.
He is.
And a great dude. He's awesome to be around. So my first experience playing in front of people was in Godley, Texas.
Wow.
And about 60 people maybe, and that's a maximum number. But a lot of my friends and family were there. And
right.
I got to the end of my set. I was kind of just blacked out the whole time, just not knowing what was going on, just singing the songs, a bunch of Turnpike songs.
Just going through the motions, kind of.
Yes.
Playing it safe.
Yes. And I finished, and somebody was going crazy out there, and I looked out there, and it was Slade and his guitar player at the time, Clay Spidell, and
that's awesome.
And they were just super nice, super encouraging, and that's kind of what really started.
Does that kind of bring you back to reality when you see something like that happen? Like, oh, hey, here I am. This is happening.
It did. It woke me up, and they were asking me to play another song, and I didn't have that ready. I don't even remember what I played, but it was something
Just play one of his songs.
I should have.
That'd have been great. What a cool moment for you, man. And that's such a neat thing about this kind of music scene that we're in, is that everybody kind of fights for each other and roots each other on, and that's really neat for you playing your first show like that, to have a guy like Slade, who's already established in this scene, has a big following, to be like, go, keep going, man.
Yeah, especially out in Lubbock. I mean, everybody's so supportive. It's
That's
awesome.
Great.
And yeah, like you said, for Slade to be there and to, who knows, messing around, kind of encouraging me was really cool.
That is really cool. So when did you know for sure that this was like music was what you were going to do? Was there a certain point? Was it that moment on that stage?
There was a moment before that actually also involves Slade Coulter. I don't know if he really knows this.
Well, you stalk this guy, do you?
Well, no, I didn't know who he was at this point.
Oh, really?
My sister had bought me tickets to go see Zach Bryan at Billy Bob's.
Oh, I was at that show. Yeah.
Yes, that was my first time at Billy Bob's.
Oh, God, what a first show.
And so
that was crowded.
It was nuts. It was nuts. And I was on a scooter I played football at West Texas A&M at that time. And so I broke my foot. And so I was on a little scooter at Billy Bob's first time. And so just kind of found some space that I could fit,
Right.
And then I didn't know who he was until after, but Slade was opening that show. And he killed it.
He did.
And then obviously Zach Bryan got up there and was just like
super
gracious, like grateful person up there. And I didn't really know all of his songs, but I was looking around and everybody's singing.
Everybody in the crowd did, didn't
every
they?
word to every song. And I was, and there's nothing there wasn't any songs at that time that I thought were saying anything spectacular. He was just being honest. And when I realized that people care about honesty and songs, I realized that that's something that I wanted to do. So that was really the number one moment for me.
That's a really cool moment. And that's what I've told folks forever, like songwriters that are just starting out that ask my advice. I don't know why they would, but they still ask my advice. And I'm like, just be who you are, be real. And
Mhm.
that's the thing. When you're singing something that's true to you, we can connect to it in a certain way. And that's the thing. It's like these fans are so loyal and so passionate about this kind of music. They know what's real and what's fake. And so like when you sing something from your heart, it's like even if it doesn't relate to me, I'm going to love it because I know that's you being honest and opening up. And that's a hard thing for a songwriter to do. So how do you go about your process of writing songs?
Recently, well, when I first started, I was just writing everything that I had ever, had a feeling about,
Mm-hmm.
sad or happy or whatever, family, and I kind of ran out of things pretty quickly. So I
You were
started,
young. That's
yes,
the thing. Yeah.
yes. So I've started just listening to other people and taking down lines that I think are worth something.
Mhm. So you're stealing from everybody. Okay, got it.
Well, that's I'm not stealing lines from other artists. It's real
But
life.
yeah,
Like
I'm playing with it. But
yes,
yeah,
yes.
that's you're taking real life experiences and turning that into a song. So do you like to co-write, or are you more of a guy that likes to write by himself?
I've gotten into some co-writes.
Mhm.
I've done maybe 4 or 5 co-writes. I really do like writing by myself. I feel like there's less pressure
Mm-hmm.
to do a certain thing, but I've gotten into some co-writes that I really, really love. If you meet somebody that you click with, then those co-writes are fun. So
It seems like that would be the most difficult thing in the world, though. It's like, because nobody writes the same way,
right.
and it's got to be just like button heads a little bit in some points, and then like everything else. There, you get to that one moment, and everything comes together. But just to get to that moment seems like that would be really difficult when you start that process with someone new.
It can be. It can be. Like I said, it's for me. It's finding those people that I click with. I've been in some really, really difficult co-writes that I just wanted to leave.
Right.
Um,
Pretend your cell phone's ringing. I
yes.
gotta go.
Yes, and I hope those people don't know who they are because I try to be nice. I'm still new to it, so but
Right. Yeah.
I mean the people that aren't those people definitely know that I care and love writing songs with them. So
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, once you find somebody that you click with, it's not that difficult. It's kind of like just a back and forth. This is what we're going with. You can kind of feel whose song it is too.
Right.
Who we're giving it to, or
Mm-hmm.
who's it feeling more towards, and they play into that, and it's fun.
That's really cool. So, who's been your favorite to write with so far? And it's not being mean to anybody else, but sometimes there's just that one song that comes together better than others.
Like I said, I haven't done a whole lot, but that one right there, Without Warning,
Mm-hmm.
I wrote with my cousin Denise Lockhurd and one of her friends, Bill Tennyson.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a really fun, cool story. It was one of the easiest, best co-writes that I've been a part of.
Really? How long did it take you to write that song, you guys?
Maybe from 8 to noon.
Wow.
It felt quick.
It's a great song too. That's the thing.
Thank you.
That's crazy that it. Yes. Maybe it's because it was with family. You think?
Bill really had a lot of feeling going on that
Mm-hmm.
at that time in his life, and I had that hook. That hook's a great story too.
Oh yeah. What's the story behind that? hook?
That's
what this is for.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
hear those stories. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I was working at a pumpkin farm called Maxwell's Pumpkin Farm in Amarillo when I was playing football there at WT, and there was this older Mexican guy that I worked hand in hand with every day because I was the new guy and he was the old guy that knew everything, and so he would just tell me what to do and I would do it.
Just
I was
go
learning
do
a
it,
lot, and he was awesome. He was messing with nobody else could stand to be with him either because he was messing with everybody. I was used to that. I loved that. So
Right.
so once we started getting along, he started tagging me along to mess with people, that kind of thing. But he always had these lines, and he always knew more than everybody else. He's more experienced, and so when we'd have an issue that some people didn't know how to handle, they'd kind of call him over to look at it, and he would just look at it and go, I don't know nothing. I just learned that yesterday.
That's
And
pretty
so-
funny. And so that's where that comes from.
That story was always in my head, and I told Bill that story, and I'd always wanted to write a song with it, but in my head it was always a funny song, and
Yeah. I mean, it's a funny line. It really is.
it is. And Bill took it a whole nother direction. He kind of was like, he threw out that line, "Today the sun came up without warning," and he was like, "Do you like the direction this is going?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's go that way."
Yeah,
So,
there's something there.
yeah,
There
so
is.
after that, we just started kind of ping-ponging around the room, and it came together really quick.
That's crazy. Just one good idea and like nonstop writing and you're done with a great song, man.
Yes,
Really
sir. Thank
great
you.
song. So where do you feel like you are in your music career? Like what's the next goal for you?
Get to where I can consistently be booked at the places I want to be booked.
Oh yeah. It's tough when you're new in a scene where there's so much talent and a lot of people coming out of the wood. And I don't mean that mean, but a lot of people coming out of the woodwork all the time that are like, "Oh God, that person's talented."
Mm-hmm.
A lot of competition.
Yes, sir.
So do you have a booking agent yet, or that far?
I do all my own booking right now.
Do you really?
Yes, sir. Yep.
That's gotta be rough.
It is tough. It's tough, but it's an interesting challenge, and it's cool to kind of. I'm working in the right direction to see that things are coming together and just being consistent works.
Right.
That's cool to see.
What's that one venue you want to get in that you haven't had a chance to yet?
I want to headline at Cheatham Street. That would be my.
That would
I would
be
love
cool.
to do that.
That would be really cool.
We've opened at Magnolia Motor Lounge, and we played the late show at Mercury.
I saw you just did that.
That was awesome,
dude. That's like iconic.
It was. That was a really special moment for me.
Turnpike sings a song about that place.
Turnpike that was one of the first, Red Dirt artists that I listened to on a consistent basis as a high schooler. So that was huge. I mean, there was a moment where I just sat there and looked out into the crowd and was like, "This is so cool."
Like you just want to be out in the crowd for a second, kind of.
Yes, that was the first time I'd ever seen that place, and it was awesome.
That's amazing.
We got to headline the Blue Light this year for the first time. So
congratulations! It's a cool place.
That was cool. My next goal there is to sell it out. I don't know how long it'll take to do that, but that's another goal of mine. But Cheatham Street would be the place I would love to headline a show there.
That's an iconic place, man. It really is. It really is. So you've been working on any new stuff?
I have. I've been writing away. Another co-write that went really well, I thought, with a girl named Mila Ray. I don't know.
Yeah, I know Mila. She was in the Larry Joe Songwriter Contest.
She's great. This is the next song that I'm gonna cut.
Okay. Well, do you want to play that?
I'll play it for you.
Will you play that song?
I will.
Do one more for us?
Yes, sir. I can do one more.
That's awesome. Gatlin Johnson hanging out with us here on the Ranch Sit Down.
This is a song about a day off.
Oh, those are my favorites.
Well, I got out of bed about 10:30. Not a thought in my head, nor a worry. Ain't it nice to live like this in my ignorant bliss? Seems I've misplaced my to-do list. I've got all the time in the world. There ain't nothing on my plate that needs doing today. I might seem a little lazy, but I've earned it for sure. I've got all the time in the world. I've been taking care of business. I washed all my dishes last night. I fed all the horses, did the things I've been ignoring, and this 9 to 5. With the weekend finally coming around, I'll be picking to a cricket crowd. Nowhere to be but front porch bound. And I've got all the time in the world. There ain't nothing on my plate that that needs doing today. I might seem a little lazy, but I've earned it for sure. I've got all the time in the world. I'm not thinking about tomorrow, the cash I'll have to borrow to make ends meet. I'm too busy doing nothing to care about what I'm supposed to be. Ain't no need to fix what don't need fixing, and this world will keep on spinning. I've got nothing to prove or win or lose, but I've got all the time in the world. There ain't nothing on my plate that needs doing today. I might be a little lazy, but I've earned it for sure. I've got all the time in the world. I've got all the time in the world.
Gatlin Johnson, man, you got a future, buddy.
Oh, thank you.
You really do. That's some good stuff, man. That is. So, who are you listening to now? Who are some of your favorites now? Besides Slade Coulter, who we know you're stalking and he's filing a restraining order against you at this moment. But, like, who are some of your favorites that you're listening to right now?
I'm listening to a lot of older stuff right now.
Are you?
Willie and Merle. I'm
and
really
Waylon on your
yes.
hat there, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, digging deep into Willie Nelson's catalog lately.
That last one kind of has a Willie vibe to it too. I just realized that. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I've been getting a lot of Merle Haggard comments. I started getting those before I really started like digging deeper. You know, I knew all the classics, but when people started saying, "Hey, you must like Merle Haggard a lot," I thought, well, I guess I'll go back and listen to.
I think I do.
What they're talking about. Yeah.
Man, what a compliment. And a lot of pressure to put on you.
Yes,
quite
sir.
Honestly, it is. Well, Gatlin Johnson, man, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Can't wait to watch what happens with you in the future because I see big things for you. Absolutely, man. You're on the right track for sure.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, sir.